Hey, this is Don Kryptonium. Today's video is about Milady Maker, known as the Nazi pedo anorexia cult. Yes, I don't think anyone believes into this, but personally I wish they would believe it. And I feel we might be approaching time when nobody believes into this, nobody buys into this story anymore, and it's a little bit sad because this will be end of some era. There will be probably few entities that keep trying to say it, and when you will look at them, it will be really sad because that will be human in decline, right? When nobody believes into something, but because they lost so much, they still be screaming Nazi, pedophilia, anorexia, human trafficking cult. But they know they will be soon completely irrelevant. And maybe I should not say these words because I don't know, these words might be banned from the algorithm, right? This is considered the bad words. But this video is more about just Milady Maker. This video will educate you about the largest NFTs that are out there, how they work, and the reason why Milady Maker was actually cancelled, and why Milady Maker is such beloved collection by me, Don Kryptonium, and of course Remilius, because I am Don Kryptonium Remillionaire. I'm making this video because recently Milady got very popular again. In fact, if you measure this in Ethereum, it's at the all-time high. So if you're not very introduced to Milady, you need to know that I believe last May, Milady got cancelled. And before that, I didn't know about Milady. You know, they were doing extremely well. The floor raised to $7,000, and then suddenly on Twitter, it was exposed that Milady is the anorexia Nazi grooming pedo cult, and the founder is most harmful entity that is out there. This was mainly driven by the threat of this guy 0xNGMI, who essentially will NGMI at the end because he becoming more and more irrelevant as the time passes. But to understand this more, let's rewind to the very beginning of the Milady, at least existence of the NFT. I'm not going back to the Remilia beginnings. I wasn't there. I don't know anything. I came to Milady after the cancel. And now Milady, after making over 20,000 Ethereum in volume, being well over 1 year on the platform, year and a half, they still don't have blue check. Interesting, right? So let's rewind to the beginning. Start August 2021, Milady for 0.03 Ethereum is minting. It cannot really mint out. It apparently took long time. I wasn't around back then in Milady. I don't know. And suddenly they mint out. The price go to 2 Ethereum in the middle of in the top price of Ethereum. And imagine all of these other NFT projects, 2Bcats, Azukis. I don't know how interested, but I want to give you an example. Mechaverse. You need to understand all of these projects are venture capital driven. They go and they see Milady trending. And it's like, what is going on? I'm not invested into this. It doesn't mean to pump. It's me who make decision what pumps. And here, I want to bring you the idea, whatever you hold, maybe some maybe one ape will watch this video, maybe Azuki holder, maybe some others. You are essentially a swallower, because how the NFTs work, and I know what you could say. You could say maybe I bought the ape at 5 Ethereum, now it's 60 Ethereum. You're still a swallower. You're still a swallower. So there is venture capital. They pay a lot of money to influencers, they have the market makers, and they use the NFTs as the also kind of legal loop for raising money, because NFTs are not securities. With NFTs, you can raise the money, and the best part is you don't even have to give the shares to people who purchase your NFTs. It's perfect. It's perfect for raising money. Then you can rag, you can leave, or maybe you can build something. It's whatever, but that's how it works. You are never early, okay? All of those major blue chips on Ethereum, If you hold them, you are a swallower. And then there is Milady. What is going on here? So as the Milady start being successful, I assume some people didn't like it. They even knew what is the background, and then this thread by 0xNGMI about Milady being the Mia writings will address grooming, gaslighting, suicide cult, and some remilia implications. So you need to know, the Milady background, the remilia background is in Mia. I also wasn't around back then. I'm not experienced with the Mia. Now I'm more experienced with the Mia. But it was the writing as performance, posting as performance. If you are in Milady, if you even like sane thinking person on Twitter, there is a lot of silly posts from Chinese internet, right? The idea that anyone could take it serious and make a thread because your project is less successful, it's just psychopathy, right? So there is the website. You can actually read everything, how it was debunked, and the attack was as Milady was surpassing the collection that is called To Be Cats, and you can see on the main part that To Be Cats was made by this guy 0xNGMI, and nature always heals itself. So if you go to Be Cats right now, it's absolutely obliterated because that these NFTs have no soul. There is no moral core. There is nothing in this NFT. So he was losing. He had to cancel. And people believe that. And what's worse? That there was apparently many people who knew about Remilia and knew about Mia, knew its performance, and knew that a lot of the pictures on the internet were simply not serious or not even real. But they decided to cancel Milady despite knowing all that, So here we are a little bit later, and To Be Cats is matched now with derivative of Milady Maker called Pixel Lady. How big L you can take in your life, truly. So now, Milady is resurfacing because people realize that it's actually the one NFT that presents you the truth. The one NFT that is not really heavily pushed by the venture capital, by the bad actors, etc. This is why everyone say there is no competition. Like, this is the one real NFT that is out there. And the founders make a lot of money. Bless them, because against all odds, they are winning because there is moral core, there is soul, and there is the truth. And always when you have truth, you cannot lose. And it's still interesting to see that, the apes, swallowers, let's establish swallowers, literally, nah man, send everything to zero promptly. I'm done with this fucking space. You all emphers translate as motherfuckers need to find God. Interesting, because the Milady is only one that actually found God. Or at least trying to find the God. But when you look through the comments, this other apes, I just assume the human trafficking grooming gang needed to wash some funds, which is interesting because it's not even the cult anymore. It's actually people assume it's human trafficking, which is interesting that people are able to believe that you could have the community that exists for years, long before NFTs, for years before NFTs, for close to 2 years in the NFT space, and are somehow still not investigated despite being human trafficking, Nazi pedophilia cult, anorexia. Like, where is your mind? So I would establish, like, those people who hold, apes, Suzukis, etc., they're incapable of thinking. And what's the best? Like, I don't want to go into accusations of Yuga Labs being like using the Nazi elements, because surely they use, right? They now afraid to admit that because there is so much money behind that, and it's not something wrong. They use it because if they would admit, yeah, we did, we fooled the world, that's actually art performance. They decline that. And the funny part is that I think creators of apes, for example, they knew it. They knew it. Look, they probably were like, hey, it doesn't matter. We play the fool on them because they will protect us. They knew the audience is essentially low intelligence humans. They knew they don't target the intelligent humans. They knew who is the audience. So that's how it worked. To summarize, why I like Milady, why I join after the cancel, okay? Because the internet lacks of art. There is no art, like all of these NFTs are like Fiverr NFTs. Like it's not something I seek, So I like real art, the painting. And some performance art is fun. So when you connect all of the dots, when you connect Mia, it's actually very impactful internet art that amass massive following on Twitter, and on certain internet forums. Then you add on top of this cancel of Milady PFP, bot swarms, which are humans on the internet, all the posting. Add to this the people who actually had Milady. It can include Martin Shkreli. It can include the certain other like criminals. All of this composed together as the really one of the most impactful performance art in the age of internet. At least that's how I see it. And when I saw it, this was why I bought Milady, because it was like, this is actual art. This is not only the JPEG, this is whole performance art that is out there. And I couldn't find anything like this. When I joined, I didn't know what to expect. And months later, like, it was the greatest community I find out on the internet. And I don't come from there. And they were very nice to me. I must tell you, like, all the Miladies were very nice to me. At the start, some of them maybe said cringe, but they were overall nice to me. And then I discovered Remilios, right? No one was interested in Remilios. And I want to tell you the story. And I started buying Remilios, and I did some posts. And the Remilios founders, it's also Remilia, they would like give me free mints because I was posting and I was minting a lot. And at this moment, I was like, I come from like different space, like from different ecosystem. And I'm relatively new here, and these people are nicer to me than people in the like ecosystem and community I was for the past 2 years. And I was like, it tells you something, right? That was the reason. That's why I'm Remilia now. Like, I'm like, how you could not be loyal to of course I helped them because I minted too, right? But they were like, yeah, we appreciate you. And that was a very beautiful thing. That's something very rare to observe. So where we are now, let's wrap up this video. Milady, Remilia have no blue check mark. They're highly censored. Even if you go to OpenSea, often when the Milady pulls the highest volume, they don't display over here. Despite Milady having the prime, like, massive woman community around them, they are still highly censored by and other collections that are 99% men. It's nothing against men. Like, if I would say I'm not against men, like, what I'm trying to say, they are gay, okay? But if I say that they are gay, it would make you feel like, hey, maybe you're homophobic. I'm not, but what I'm saying, why you promote gay, why you hiding and censoring women. It's not fair to me. So here we are, and still people cannot wrap their head around. The reason is simple. You don't understand because you are not the truth. You are dishonest, disloyal little piece of shit. And with that, Milady.